Hey everybody, it's Corey from Unified Masters. So I wanted to talk about being a creator today and the many aspects of creation and what I see being played out. It was just a little conversation I was having, and decided to kind of unpack my thoughts on creation, being a creator, whether it's a content creator, a creator of our own reality, embodying the I am presence, embodying our truth. All of this is the recognition that in the ways that we have created for a very long time, we connected horizontally. Our intake. So when we look at, let's break this down really quick. Creation. The only way through creation is consumption, correct? So we live in duality, polarity, yin and yang, give and take. And in this balance, there must be an even flow of consumption to creation. And this is where, as we are breaking through our programming and expelling more of our beliefs and expelling more of these structures, we start to then become mindful. We switch on the light, which is asking, what are you consuming when you are stepping into the point of creation? And so, the thing is that you are what you consume. You are what you consume. At an energetic level, if we start to step into more of what you eat, your diet, things of that nature, intake of impurity is going to create impurity. Intake of negativity is going to create negativity. Now, once again, though, we start to step into more of the transfiguration and the transmutation, which is a lot of our alchemical processes, is intaking negativity and then flipping the form of it and turning it into a beautiful blessing. So this is where we can start to get a little skewed when we start talking about consumption and how we put that back out there. But what I'm getting at here with the process of creation is, what are you consuming and how much of it are you consuming? And where is the source of your consumption? So we're all reflected down from source. So essentially we are all, when we are consuming anything horizontally in our external world, when we are pulling from outside sources, okay, we are pulling from source, as it is a direct result, it's a direct reflection of source. But once again, it's a reflection of source. We have a source light, a creator that we can connect to consume, to thus fuel our creations. And this is what I talk about when we recognize that we are creators. Is so many people are so quick to say, I want to jump into my heart and I want to live a heart-centered experience. I want to know my soul. I want to walk fully embodied. And yet there's this downtime, and I have to speak this for myself too, because this is, I'm not stating this from a spot of where I don't do this, because I still do this and I'm finding this balance, but I'm more dropping the codes and anchoring this in, is that when we have that downtime in those moments where the universe opens up that opportunity to sit with ourself and to sit with our soul, I see so many people stuck in their phones. I see so many people consuming media, and they want to be creators, but they're consuming other people's content all the time. And yes, okay, so I'm a content creator. I put out my content for the process of consumption, right? To help fuel you into creating. So it's not about that. First off, there's a mindfulness approach when it comes to what are we consuming. Who are the creators that we are surrounding ourselves with, and when we're inputting all of this data, how is it showing up in our reflection too? Is this hindering my hologram, or is it creating expansion within my hologram? But the idea, though, is that a lot of people want to get in touch with their soul, and they want to know what they want, and they have these disconnects and this lack of communication with self. And yet, in those moments of time where the universe is gifting you the opportunity to be with self, they are consuming on a technological device, or they're distracted, or they're anticipating the next move, and they're not seeing the gift for what it is. And so I wanted to mention this because I find this, at least with the people that I resonate with, because that's been a part of the learning lesson of my soul's growth, is to go vertical again, and to connect upward, to be able to connect within, and then create from that instinctual zone, creation from the introspection, which is more of that inward heart-based expansion approach to creation. And yes, I still consume. I still I watch various things on social media. I listen to music a lot. A lot of my stuff is music. I still am a consumer. And so the idea is not that we just stop consuming and we just connect directly to source, but it's really being mindful of what we are consuming. What is it creating within ourselves? Is it fueling separation? Is it fueling discord? Is it fueling an agenda? Is it keeping a program active? Is it bringing peace within? Is it expanding my soul? Is it expanding my belief systems? Is it expanding my mind? Is it offering me a valuable perspective? These are all things to take into account, and this is what happens when we start to become mindful of the programming and the things that we're ingesting. Is this conducive to my expansion and my growth, or is this hindering me? Is this playing out an old narrative? Is it fueling an older aspect of myself? And the thing is that we don't judge. Like if you wanna watch some of this content, just for the sake of distraction, because I do this, I have distracting content or things to get my mind off of things that aren't so expansive and just a little bit more fun and playful and light, and that's okay. But the idea is that we recognize we're creators, and as we start to rise up into our creation role, and being a creator being in a body which is fully embodied and fully mindful and present with our thoughts and how we are building out our realities, our individual holograms, and how that affects the collective hologram, so on and so forth. Those moments of opportunity where you are gifted that silence to be with self. Are you being with self, or are you still distracting? Are you still reaching out for something that you can find within? Are you still filling that void that is just a connection that needs to happen internally? Or is there some energetic points that need to be connected through a dialogue, through a discussion with self, and through self-realization, self-actualization, which is just creating the conversation? And so, it's important. It's important to go up, to take that information and bring it in, and to ground it, and then to create with it, to inspire and be inspired, and to be inspired by others too, to consume from the horizontal. There's a lot that can be learned. This is where the unification process happens. The unification happens across all realms. We unify together, across. We unify up, we unify down, we unify within, without. That's unification. But it's all in balance and in harmony, and I see so much unification happening out here and reaching out for all of this to find what's right here, which can only be found in the silence, can only be found in those windows of opportunity that the universe is gifting you in silence and in conscious breath. And that's that sacred zone that is within you, and that's how you find your divine spark, is by getting into that sacred time through sacred breath, and using your sacred consciousness to drop into your sacred heart, your crystal heart, and to connect to the cosmic heart of creation, and to allow all this to flood through you and to activate you and ignite you into the creator being that you are, and to allow that presence to step through you and to work through you, which is just you fully embodied. No separation, no calling forth. Like when we look at like the higher self thing, and this is a discussion that's been happening a little bit recently, is embodying our higher self, which is higher, lower, it's still separation, correct? So the full embodiment is speaking from your soul essence as it is right now in the I am presence, and allowing that to be what it is in the heart-centered experience by shutting off the mind and building that bridge into the heart and allowing that to operate from a feeling space. And we can never shut off the mind. Even if we look at the discussion of shutting off the mind, it takes a thought to shut the mind down. And even then, we don't shut the mind down fully. What we do is we operate from an observation point of mindfulness and recognize that this is a feeling space that we need to feel into, and just not, it's balance. It's balance between the both. It's not just all up here in the logic or all down here in the feeling. It's balance. And this is what we are seeking right now through the expansion and the upgrades and the opening up processes, finding that balance. The yin and the yang, the consumption to creation, the masculine, the feminine. You see a theme here? It's integration. There's a barrier, there's a divide between two polarities. We remove the divide and we join them into oneness, which is I am that I am, plain and simple. So anyways, when it comes to being a creator, whether it's a content creator, whether it's you are creating a beautiful meal, you're creating a family, you're building a life for yourself, you're building a new earth, you're building a new belief system, whatever it is you're creating, we're all creator beings in a body. But I ask that you ask yourself, how is this creation that I'm consuming currently, whatever it may be, how is it affecting what I'm trying to create for myself? And during my day, when I am reaching horizontally, how can I take those moments that the universe gifts me of opportunity to go vertically and to connect to source and to allow that divine spark to work through me in the creation process? So anyways, much love and respect to everybody out in the Webiverse. Just wanted to do a little spiritual flow on creation and consumption. I love you all very, very much. And with that, stay activated, stay aligned, and I will see you on the other side. Namaste.